Hello, and welcome to another update video on gold. Gold is for the first time in its history above $4,200. Crazy rally, crazy extensions. What we want to do in this video, I want to take a look at the long-term chart, guys. I want to take a look at the short-term chart and also the gold-silver ratio. So if you're interested in the gold-silver ratio, I'll talk about that at some point in this video. So stay tuned for that. Looking at the daily chart, this is the spot chart. A lot of you have asked for an update on spot, and I mean, let me know if you appreciate that. Then we can spend more time on the spot chart as well, as the market is grinding through this, I don't know, unprecedented space, price finding, price discovery phase. And we're currently, trading around $4,238 on spot. Futures is obviously a bit different. Yeah, futures contract prices are always different, guys. Sometimes people ask me, why is the GC chart, gold futures, why is that different to gold spot? That's just normal. It's just part of the mechanism between futures and spot. So spot is always slightly different, the real deal, but futures are often more often traded, more frequently traded, right? So looking at the spot chart, though, I mean, the wave count doesn't need to change. But there is no way I could tell you when this will stop, right? I mean, we have some targets on the smaller time frames that I'll share with you in a minute, but they are basically just the next resistances. I mentioned yesterday, I mean, I can't guarantee that we won't get to 5,100. It's one of the larger targets for this larger fifth wave we've been tracking. I think I put it onto the chart earlier this year. If you know our MCO Global channel, I think it was February or March. I made a video from a it was not my balcony, but I was on the balcony at a hotel, and I made that video for you guys talking about gold and silver and why it's going to run and why it's running. And so this has all been fulfilled, yeah. And so I think in that video we put the 5,100 level on the chart or so. And I talked about the gold rush in the US, guys. So if you don't know that MCO Global channel, look for it, search for it, and subscribe. I might talk a little bit more about gold on that channel as well. It's been quite Bitcoin focused recently, but yeah, I mean the projections for this year have come true, but it's still unfolding. Yeah, it's still unfolding, and it's even extending. I mean, those extensions, I don't want to say they are unexpected. They are more aggressive than anticipated, maybe. But then again, we always have to expect extensions in third waves. And you see, we are currently in an internal third wave. That always happens. And the special situation in the gold market is, and we know that, again, Elliott wave at its finest here, we know that in fifth waves, in the metal sector, specifically gold and silver, especially when it comes to macro fifth waves, gold extends. Yeah, that's already been written. That was already written in Robert Prechter's book like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I don't know when it came out, 30, 40 years ago. He already talked about macro fifth waves, and which this one is. It's a fifth wave of a fifth wave of a fifth wave of a fifth wave. This is what it is, right? And so don't be surprised if we get extensions. I mean, I talk about it all the time, but I also can't tell you where exactly it will stop. So when it comes to tracking a trend, which Elliott wave is particularly good at, all we need to do is to adjust our support levels. We don't want to stand in the way of a rally. We just adjust our support like a trailing stop. And then it always, at any point, it tells us our current risk, because it's the distance from support, right? The distance to the point where structure breaks. So at the moment, we're grinding higher. We're grinding higher in an internal third wave. And the next pullback should be a wave 4. And I still doesn't see this as finished. It looks incomplete. It looks incomplete. Now, I know what people say. There are a lot of people out there who are bullish. Very bullish. Now, the time to be bullish was 2022, 2023, when we were bullish, right, on gold, right? It is still the time to be bullish because the trend is running, but it's now the risk is high, okay? That it's just the risk is high for pullbacks. At some point, this will just crash down. But it's not yet there, and this is where Elliott wave comes in because it tells us what our support area is, and it is between $3,755 to $4,009. That's the key support level at the moment that we're tracking, and I still would love to see a higher low in wave 4 and a higher high in wave 5. And depending on how high this third goes, it could run longer than most people expect. And we can still get maybe even touch 5,100. I don't want to, I can't say this will happen. It would be a wild extension, but certainly nothing unusual in gold in a fifth wave. Because that's when sentiment runs hot, right? Look, unfortunately, I don't have time to analyze everything. I would have loved to analyze more like the miners and everything and everything. Miners and platinum, palladium. We talk about that in the stocks membership regularly. But if I could, if the day had 48 hours, I would. It's just time. So let's take a look at the short-term chart. No, gold silver ratio. Let's take a look. Some of you have asked. By the way, also interesting, Bitcoin gold, right? Bitcoin gold playing out. I shared that a while ago on X, and it's now broken to the downside, playing out, which makes sense because in any bear market, I'm not saying we've started the crypto bear market, but it starts to look a bit like that. But here on this chart, we start to see Bitcoin go down compared to gold, right? So that's my projection. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you. Not expected to happen in a straight line, but you know the routine. Okay, let's go to gold short term. Oh no, silver gold silver. So gold silver ratio suggests that we could soon start a wave 2 bounce. I have something that looks like a 5-wave decline on here, but this looks nearly like the Bitcoin gold chart, yeah, that I just showed you. Interesting, that is. So what does it mean? It means gold silver ratio is meant to go down overall over the coming years, probably. This is a weekly chart. But in the medium term, short term, we could see a move up, right? Maybe that's going to happen when both assets are starting to correct. That we see the gold silver ratio go up a bit, which kind of makes sense. So the resistance area for that would be between 87.74 and 99.98. But please be aware that this might not have started yet, this bounce. What I'm looking at here is a potential trend line as well. That's something to keep in mind. Or actually, we could even add a channel. Yeah, why not? Look, let's add that channel. Historically, gold-silver ratio has been lower, right? So I don't know if it will ever come back to those levels again, but it has been lower. So it might just go back to the mean. Okay, so that's the gold-silver ratio. We have hit the trend line, and there's a good point here to start a bounce in wave 2. Let's now also take a look at gold futures. GC, let's update it, and there's still no... That's why I wanted to focus more on the macro, because there's not much to talk about. It's just grinding higher. I don't think it's pushed much higher than yesterday. It was already, but there's nothing there to tell me we have topped. Next resistance would be $4,313. This is a micro resistance, guys. And also here we see those fifth waves constantly extending. At some point, I will probably change the structure, but that doesn't see that if we have it labels like that, it doesn't mean the pullback has started. A pullback really can only be confirmed once we get a break below a technical level. Like here, I probably have to adjust this a little bit. Like here, the area around $4,110. For now, we're still grinding higher, and there's no sign of weakness. But I'll keep you updated, of course, about that if anything comes in. But pay attention to the $4,313 level. But to be honest, it didn't even react to the 61.8 extension. No reaction at all, which is normally quite a strong one. So we'll see. Pullback is, again, it's due. But as long as pullbacks remain corrective, and this is also the power of Elliott wave, as long as pullbacks remain 3-wave movements, it tells us the market can go higher. Yeah, most of the meaningful ones here were clear 3-wave movements. And so I haven't confirmed any major top. I haven't talked to you about any impulses down. All the pullbacks have remained 3-wave movements. So we remain firmly bullish at the moment. But please note that the levels are giving you the risk. yeah, that's the update on gold. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in additional updates, check out our stocks membership, where we also cover gold and silver every single day. And if you're looking for a broker, maybe where you can trade gold, CFDs, and other, maybe gold-related stocks, feel free to check out XTB, our partner broker. You might even qualify for a free stock, depending on your location. So you might check it out if you're interested to try it. We're also going to build a model portfolio on this channel using this broker. We already started in our membership to communicate about that. So check it out if you're interested. I'll leave a link in the comment section. By using that link, you would also support the channel and our project here, so that we can bring to you daily analysis in even higher frequency. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.